It's the holidays, and I absolutely love the holidays. And with 2020 being such a difficult year, it's good to have the holidays to look forward to. Around this time, I'm in the classroom with my kiddies creating fun arts and craft activities. And the one thing that we do around this time is create a Thanksgiving or a thankful tree. We would get construction paper, computer paper, and really large cardboard. We would make an outline of a tree on the cardboard, paste it up onto the wall, and then I would print out some stencils or some outlines of leaves. They would color it, cut it out, and the best part is they get to write what they're thankful for on these leaves. And one by one, they come and they glue it onto our Thanksgiving tree, onto the branches, and then it's all completed. We get to admire it. We get to reflect on all the things that we're thankful for around this year. Well, I can't be in the classroom with my kiddies, but I am home with my family and friends, and I thought I can make something similar to that, right? But a little bit upscale. So we're gonna make a Thanksgiving or a thankful tree, but we're gonna make it 3D. So some things that you're gonna need today: construction paper if you have. I have green and orange, but you can also use plain white computer paper. You can color with a crayon, or you can use green and orange markers and write on them. Don't stress too much about that. Pencil, scissors, a paintbrush, and paint. Those are optional though. A black Sharpie marker, a glue stick, and most importantly, now come on, it's about to be Christmas. I know a lot of you have been ordering your gifts online, so you've been getting a lot of packages. And one thing that comes in packages are boxes. So the first thing I want you to do is grab your cardboard pieces. You can use a box cutter or scissors and just cut off 2 really large pieces. But it depends on the size that you want to make. Since it's 3D, I figured make it a little bit bigger, right? You can go online and you can research a few outlines of trees, and you can print those out and use it as a stencil, use it as a tool to trace onto your cardboard if you like. And if not, and you feel confident enough, because I know that you can do this, and I'm confident that you're going to be confident enough to freehand sketch an outline of a tree on this cardboard box. Trust me, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be creative and, of course, your own unique tree. All right, so I'm going to quickly grab a pencil. I'm going to sketch it out onto the... No, we have to do 2 of these. Yeah, I know it sounds a lot, but trust me, if you've already done one and you cut it out, use that as a stencil onto the other cardboard. Let's make our lives easy. So I grab my pencil, I'm going to sketch it out really quickly, and then I'm going to cut them out, and we'll get started. On to step 2. So I am quickly freehand sketching a tree in the middle of my cardboard, first with a pencil, and then I'm going over it with a black marker so that I can see it clearly. All right, so I have my first tree. That's a little wonky looking. I can add a little bit more to this. What I'm gonna do, since this side looks a little bit shorter, I can actually add some more branches to make it come out a little bit more up to this way, because I want it to be a little bit even, right? But I'm gonna do another one of this. I'm thinking now I can adjust the branches up here, cut this one out, and then use this as a stencil onto the other cardboard, just to make my life a little bit easy and not having to sketch it out twice. All right, let's make a little bit of an adjustment to this one. We're gonna extend some of the branches. So I'm just extending some of my branches just to make it a little bit more symmetrical, which is even. And you don't have to do this. Remember, this is your own unique tree, so however you like it to be, that's how it will be. And that's all right. Right? So Thanksgiving, I didn't grow up with Thanksgiving. I was introduced to Thanksgiving at the age of 15. And you know, in my house, we don't really call it Thanksgiving. Just to be politically correct, we would call it a thankful dinner. We get to come together with your family and friends. And I know things are a little bit different this year, but we can still make it very special. So now these branches may look like claws, but we'll decorate them a little bit later. So I'm adding some branches on this side. I'm gonna add one more because I want it to look a little bit full. But you don't have to stress too much because you're going to cover these naked branches with leaves, colorful, beautiful leaves. All right, so I think I'm just gonna do one more, and then that's it. All right. That's it. So I'm beginning. This part is going to be difficult. I know it is. And this is the hardest part in this entire activity. So take your time and take breaks in between if you need to. Give your hand a little bit of rest and then go back at it. Just trust me, it's going to be worth it. So just keep on going, okay? So I know that was hard work. Took a lot of elbow grease cutting out because it depends on the cardboard. Some of them are very thick, so it makes it a little bit harder to cut through. So if you have a box cutter, that might help a lot. But I didn't. I had a good old scissors, so I used it. But this is what it looks like so far. So I'm going to trace this guy onto the other piece. I don't need as many branches, but similar, right? So I'm going to trace it for size and height and then cut that one out quickly. But trust me, this is the hard part. It gets really easy after you've gotten this part done. All right, so let's hang in there. Let's get it done, and it's going to be worth it at the end. Okay. So trees are very special because they're so symbolic in so many ways, right? There's family trees because the branches show the extension of your family. The roots are the values and heritage and, you know, the past that links your family together. And a thankful tree, it's just something really special that you can create with your family. Now, traditionally, we would go around the table right after we say grace, and everyone would just kind of list some things of reasons and things that they were thankful for. So I thought not only should we take a moment to say the things that we're thankful, but it would be nice to write it down and then paste it onto our thankful tree. It would make a really good centerpiece, something the kids will enjoy doing as well. And it's also starting a new tradition. Alright, so just quickly sketching this out. So I'm going to cut this out really quickly and then we'll be ready for the next phase. Alright, so that was a lot of work, I know, and your hands are hurting, so give your hand a little massage and a little break. You did great. You did great. But now you have these two beautiful trees, and they're going to become something even better. Next up, you can paint these guys with some brown paint. Now I know what you're saying, it's cardboard, it's already brown, why do I have to paint it? Well, that's right, you do not have to paint it if you don't like to. If you don't want to, but I kind of want to, of course, because you know you have some rough edges and some black markers still showing through, and then like this part right here, I don't want to see that. So I am going to quickly paint this guy with some brown paint. So I have some water, I have a little palette here. I'm going to use a big brush because I want to go through it as really fast as possible. So I'm going to put some brown paint, make some room, and then quickly paint this guy. So how are you doing so far? Are you able to follow the steps? It's not that bad, right? So slow down. I forgot to put my apron on, so I'm going to take my time and try not to spill any of the paint on my sweater, because I'm trying to do it as fast as possible. And this is not going to take that long to dry, so that's the cool thing. Just a couple more steps and we are done with our thankful tree. I just think this is going to look really cool, and people are not expecting it at dinner. You know, so your family gonna be like, why didn't I think of that? That's pretty cool. Alright. Now with the big brush, you just pass it over the branches really quickly. Alright. Like that. So I'm just painting the branches really quickly. Now again, since you're painting, you want to put something down on your table. If you're using acrylic paint, you could put some newspaper down, plastic, or even an old tablecloth or sheet. This table, I can wipe it off with a paper towel afterwards, so I don't really mind getting a little paint on it. But if you are using a flat surface that's important or expensive, like your fancy table, then please put something down to protect the surface. And do you like the music in the background? Right? Kind of fall-like. I've been listening to a lot of Christmas music. Yes, yes, yes. I'm excited. Now, if you need to add a little bit more paint to your palette, go ahead and do so at any time. So this is what my guy is looking like so far. It's coming together really nicely. And my kids would love this activity. They may not like the cutting part so much, but they would love the painting and then just putting it all together. All right, just a couple more branches to go, and then we should be all set. With the first tree, of course. Now, this is something that's going to be a lot of fun if you do with your kids as well. And if not, and you're doing it by yourself, then sure, go right ahead. Get creative. It's Thanksgiving, we're home, we're being very crafty and creative. So this would be something fun to do by yourself or with others. Just take your time and let your creativity flow. All right. Just a tip right here, and that is it. I have my first tree completed. I'm gonna give you a quick look at it, and then I'm gonna fast forward and do the other tree. Beautiful. I'm gonna put this guy to dry, and I'm quickly going to paint the other one. Okay, I'm gonna need some more paint. With the same brown paint, I am going to cover every inch of my tree. Then I'm going to flip it over onto the other side and paint that side as well. I'm going to continue this onto the second tree, making sure the paint is even so that I end up with flawless and beautiful trees. Okay, so this part was tricky, and yes, I had some problems. I definitely had a big hiccup here. So initially I was supposed to take one of my tree and make a slit down the middle, starting from the base, which is the bottom of the tree, and go all the way up, leaving 1 inch at the top, and then slide the second tree onto it. Does that make sense? So the one with the slit is supposed to go on top of the other tree and then slide all the way down to the base, securing it. But it did not work for me. And I end up having to slit one of my tree down the middle. Right? And then I pulled out my good old trusty glue gun, apply some glue at the edge of the half of my tree, and then glue it onto the other tree in the middle. And I did it to the other side as well. Once that was secure, I put it to stand up. I said, okay, this works, and I'm gonna go with it. So this is me problem solving and me just going with the punches, because the first way did not work for me, but it may work for you. Now my base was a little bit uneven because when I placed the glue part onto the tree, I didn't measure it completely. So all this part here you're seeing me doing is I am taking my scissors, I'm going down to the bottom of the base, and I'm making it flat and even so that it can stand on its own. So take your time with this part. All right, but it worked for me, and my tree can stand up. Yay! I think that looks great. Now you see that little branch there? It's a little weak. The cardboard kind of got a little out of shape. So I got my glue gun again and I apply some of the glue to the branch and then just hold it quickly. But be careful, the glue does get hot. And I hold it together for a few seconds and it stayed in place. So I'm problem solving. I'm making this work. You do the same. So I am just fixing the base of this tree. I want to make sure it's stable and secure and as flat as possible, because the last thing I want is to put it on top of the table and it keeps falling over, or it just looks wonky and unstable. So I'm just trimming and making sure it is perfect. And there you go, it's standing up. I did good. I'm proud of it. So I'm going to look for a black Sharpie marker because every tree needs some details. But first, that one little branch that looks a little sad, I'm making sure that it stands and it holds with the glue. Be careful though, like I said before, it does get hot. And I don't want you to burn yourself and then say, yeah, and I told you to hold the hot glue and then get burned. Don't do that at all. So yes, with my black Sharpie marker, I am going to add details to my tree because I want it to look very, very real and very authentic. So I am going to make those little lines that you see on a tree that makes those little distinct patterns, and they're just like literally freehand squiggly lines. They're nothing perfect, and the good thing about this cardboard is that the marker just kind of rolls over the little bumps and ridges of the cardboard itself, so it looks even more natural. So this time I'm just going up the branches, I'm going up the trunk, just freehand this. Don't think too hard on it, saying, oh my god, it has to be perfect, it has to be a particular pattern because the trees outside have a particular pattern. Don't think too hard on this part. Just really, truly just flow with it. Yes. And just go ahead. Just be creative. And just let your marker do all the work. So this part takes a little while, but it's going to come out great. Now you have a few sections to do, so just keep flipping it over and going back in, filling up all the spaces because you don't want a little area to be blank. And then people are going to say, what happened to this side of your tree? You want to make sure you're consistent, right? And you're filling up all areas of the branches and the trunk and flipping it over, filling into that side. And that's basically what I'm doing right now. So this part may take a little time. It's a little tedious, but it's fun and it's easy. And the end results are even better. How great is this? You're making a 3D tree. A 3D thankful tree. As a Thanksgiving centerpiece. Or just an activity to do on Thanksgiving at your Thanksgiving dinner. I think that's pretty cool. So I'm just getting in here. Getting to the tip of the branches. Going all the way up. Letting my Sharpie marker do all the work for me. And I'm almost finished. I just have a little bit more to go, a few more branches to go. I'm just filling all of the little parts in. I don't want to leave any part naked. And it's looking pretty cool, right? Close up. Yay. Alright, so I'm going to continue because I can't wait to show you once it's all done. Man, I did not think this was going to be so much work. Did you think so? But no, wait. But you gotta admit, it's still easy. Other than the cut-in part, I think every other part was easy. The tracing, the painting and gluing part, that was the easy part. And it gets easier because we're almost finished. I'm rambling on and playing my music. Don't mind me. I'm just trying to get this part done so I can show you the next step. And it's almost done. So I thought while I was doing this, what's a really cute thing that I can do? Now, most trees and in the movies, you always see someone carving something out on the tree trunk, right? Have you seen that? Am I the only corny one that has noticed that people would sometimes carve their initials or a little heart or something at the side of a tree trunk? Well, while I was doing this, I said, hey, how cute would it be if I made like a faux carving on my tree trunk? Right? Are we on the same page here? So it's an extra little added detail or touch that makes it even more authentic, right? So I'm like, okay, when I'm finished filling in these little branches and these little trunk, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a little carving on the trunk. So I made a heart and I wrote the word family inside of it. And I thought that was super, super cute because it's going to make my tree even more special. And this is all about your family, right? Your family and friends and all your close loved ones. So I thought that was like an added extra touch. And there it is. That's my heart. All right. So now I'm going to grab my green construction paper. And if you don't have green or orange construction paper or any other color paper, that's fine. You can use your white paper and just use colored pencils or colored markers. So I'm going to draw a leaf onto my green paper, cut it out really quickly, and then I can write something that I'm thankful for. So I'm going to write family on this first green leaf after I finish cutting it out. And your leaves don't have to be perfect, right? They look like a teardrop, or they can look circle, or you can get fancy with it. Why not? But just don't stress too much on this part because people always stress with that. So I'm going to write the word family on my leaf. There you go. Can you see it kind of flip backwards? And then grab my glue stick. Where is my glue stick? Ah, there it is. I almost got it. All right, I got it. Apply some glue at the back of my leaf. and then find a branch to stick it on. And voila, that's it. It's on a branch. It looks really cute, right? So now I'm going to take the orange paper and I'm going to do the same thing. Draw a leaf on it, take my scissors, cut out that leaf. See, this is the easy, fun part like I told you. And I'm going to write the next thing that I'm thankful for, the most important thing in my life. And that's my daughter, Avery, because she's my heartbeat. So I'm going to write that in the middle of my leaf. There you go. And then I'm going to add some glue to the back of it. And I'm going to find another position to place it. Now you can place it close together, but you want to fill your tree. And that's it. How cute is that? Look at my tree. So that is it. This is my thankful tree. And this is going to be a treat at Thanksgiving dinner. So I'm going to make a few of this in advance. I am going to cut out a few of the leaves from the orange and green paper, probably a sheet or two each, and then make sure I have a lot of glue sticks and Sharpie markers available for my family. And this is something they can do while we're waiting for dinner to be completed or after dinner. Yeah, that's a cool activity to do. You know, we're all stuffed and contented with our dinner, so now what to do next? We can do some board games and we can also fill up our thankful tree. Right? I think this is a really cool activity to do to get your family and your loved ones all involved in a memorable arts and crafts idea. I hope you had a lot of fun with this because I had a lot of fun. It was a lot of work, I'm not going to lie. Cutting out the cardboard was a little difficult. If you have an X-Acto knife, you can use that, or a box cutter might make things faster. But I had a scissors at hand, so I used that. But once that was done, we went through a few hiccups of some of the branches being a little soft. But nothing a little glue gun or some glue couldn't fix. And it's standing tall on its own. Could you imagine once it's all completed with a lot of leaves, how cool it's going to look on your table or somewhere your family can just enjoy for a few days? I think this was a lot of fun, and I hope you had a lot of fun doing it. And I hope you share your wonderful creations with me on Instagram. Let Natoya P. Send me a DM. Show me your really cool creative family trees or thankful trees. Well, guys, thank you for spending your time with us. I hope you had a lot of fun, a lot of messy fun with us, and you sticked it through to the whole part of our video. You saw our thankful tree, and you made cute mommy and me turkeys from handprints. I have a lot of cleaning up to do. Until next time, sending you peace, sending you love, and sending you light from my little mini me and myself, and wishing you a very happy Thanksgiving. Have a great day, and please be safe, okay? Say be safe. Close. Bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye.